Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, we're going to be going through some of the best combos in the game and my favorite combos being like 2 to 3 hero combos that just work really well as a core or are just really fun. So let's get into it. And just quickly before we do go, we have hit 90,000 subscribers. It happens so quick. 85 to 90 has probably been the quickest 5,000 we've got. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. I can't believe it. We're getting close to that 100, which I know is always just, I always say it's just a number, but you know, we're getting close, so thank you guys so much. This will be a giveaway video, $100 Google Play. Just leave a comment, be subscribed, and you go into the draw. And don't spam because multiple comments don't give multiple entries. But I think that's all about, yeah, and then all the detaily stuff will be in the description. I think that just about covers it. But once again, guys, thank you so much. Anyway, let's get into the combos. So we'll go over here to Arena because we're on Kiasman's account because he has more stuff built so we can demonstrate. We're going to go to someone who's a little bit weaker. Not that guy. Doesn't line up well for the first combo. Doesn't line up well for the first combo. Anyway, let's try it. Let's try it. Okay. So the first combo I want to look at is going to be, and everyone knew this was coming. It's Chicken Iron. Now, the problem with this combo and why it doesn't see too much use in the general gameplay is because Iron has so many good combos that it's sort of like once you get to end game, he's more optimized in other teams. However, for people progressing, all you need is a chicken with 3 furniture to make this work, because his 3 furniture is going to drag the bottom enemy, the Pharrell and the Leica in together, allowing Iron to grab them. So that is the reason we are going to do this. I'm going to throw my Leica in there so I have a chance to compete at the speed. And then with this combo, you can put something like, I like putting the Ninja Turtle in because you can go ahead and stun as well. I have seen it with a Titus in there as well to put the fears on after it happens. So you sort of got this cool combo where the chicken moves them in together. Then you've got the Gorvo, or the Ninja Turtle, however you want to call him. He's going to jump on top of the enemies and stun them, and then as soon as that stun finishes, you're going to have the Titus who's going to fear. So let's see if this will work. We're severely overpowered, so we're just going to win, but I just want to demonstrate the combo. We'll put it down onto, we'll put it basic. So as you can see, they got grouped up and they got killed. But the problem is that they were too weak to actually demonstrate it. So let's go up to this guy. 411. This one will be a better demonstration. So this one. So the bottom and top enemies get grouped up. The Estrilda did a weird run around thing. Not too sure. But that is the basic combo. You just group them up and then Iron can grab everyone and then they're all in one nice little bunch. And then if you got some AoE CCs or AoE damage, it's really going to cleave hard. So that is the Chicken Iron. Next up is going to be the Gwyneth combos. Now Gwyneth has a fair few core pieces, but there's a few different synergies. We obviously have the Arthur. So Gwyneth, being that all of her damage really does come from her basic attacks, her CC as well, she has the heal block, all that stuff. So having Arthur in front of her is fantastic for that purpose, to make her auto attacks go quicker. Another synergy is going to be the Rosaline. If you can get Gwyneth to be your highest powered hero, Rosaline is going to be very beneficial because she's going to follow Gwyneth, giving that attack boost, and also tying into Gwyneth's signature item, where when she does do an ult or the Rosaline does an ult, Gwyneth's next attack will do basically a double attack. So those are 2 good synergies. But then the next synergy for Gwyneth, like I said, there is a lot of them, is going to be the Hendrik. There's a few other heroes. You've got Hendrik, Estrilda, Titus. Anything that basically knocks back enemies is going to be really strong with Gwyneth, because it can knock them into range of the back row and basically make you stun the 4 heroes in the back row. Now, the thing about this is, the reason I put Hendrik there as the most optimal one is, 1, because it's her dad, and 2, because he also has the ability where he's going to protect a backline ally. So Gwyneth's thing is that if she dies, your team normally loses, because she's like the only win condition on the teams that you bring her in. So having the Hendrik not only synergizes to knock enemies back, but also synergizes that he can protect her if she does get sniped. So really nice in that sense. And the last synergy to do with the Gwyneth, and this guy is his own synergy like he's like his completely own thing for synergy. But that is going to be Lawson, because he can link to enemies. In this case, when we look at this one, if we knock this Thane back into the line of the back row, just pretending everyone's stagnant, pretending the Isildur doesn't go back, everything like that. Basically, the Thane and the Rosalind will be linked together by the Lawson, and then they will both be getting hit by the arrows of Gwyneth, meaning that they're going to take not only the damage from their arrow, but they're also going to take the link damage from the other one's arrows, so they're effectively getting double damage from the Gwyneth. It's a really nice combo. You can use Lawson in other things like trying to link a Kaz if Kaz is annoying with the dodge, so you can just get that link referral damage. Lawson has a bunch of synergies himself. The other thing that does work with Gwyneth is going to be an Euron. Euron can group everyone up from the front row, but we'll talk a bit more about that in a later combo. But yeah, all those things do work really well. So this is the basic gist here. If we go begin, hopefully Hendrik will knock back. Oh, it had a Thane on the team, so that was a bad example because Thane dodges it. Let's skip that. Let's go again. Let's find a different team. Mr. D. That's got an Euron. That's not going to work. And the Gwyneth, and this is the thing about Gwyneth, she has a lot of straight counters that she doesn't really work against, which is kind of annoying. But this one here, this should work if we just swap this around. So Hendrik should knock the Lucius back, which looks like he dodged, and then you get it. Anyway, very bad demonstration of it, but anyone who's played with Gwyneth, or you can look at my 100 videos of her, because I absolutely love her. She's got those awesome synergies and can work amazingly well with all of these heroes. PvP is not really the spot for Gwyneth. In this combo, she's got another combo for PvP. But basically, this sort of combo in campaign can be really, really strong. The next combo I want to look at, which is a really, really new combo, but I absolutely love it, is going to be Pippa with Tassie. The way Pippa works, just basically that if Tassie's on the field, Pippa is always going to use Tassie's ultimate as her ultimate. It's just really strong. Tassie's ultimate is so strong in itself, and being in a team where you can have that ult twice is absolutely huge. Now you can play, this is just a really good team core in general. Having two Tassie ults is really strong. You do need to bring some damage with it and stuff like that, but you can also just go, this is the team that I found out on Kiasma's account, which not everyone can make, but it's a bit of fun, is a full lockout team using the Mahira and Rowan. You've essentially got 4 heroes there that have a full CC. Obviously Rowan won't hit the Isildur in this situation, or hit that back slot, but besides that, he's CCing everyone else. Mahira's doing a board-wide CC, so is Tassie, so is Pippa. It's a lot of CC, and if you play with this kind of team on manual, you can essentially just lock enemies out for 100% of the time, and I really do enjoy it. Now, for the final spot, I like putting something like Taylene. You can put anything. You can put an Euron. Any damage dealer really works with this. Just something to help you survive. Taylene is optimal for this. Obviously, not everyone's going to have it. But anything else that can... Saurus is like a decent one for me because he can sort of get that sustain. Although you want early sustain, you got the potions and stuff like that. It's a really solid comp. But the other thing is you do have also Pippa turning someone into an acorn, and then you also have Tassie, who's going to be banishing someone. You've got the haste from Mahira. Even a low ascension Mahira will work well with this. And then obviously you have Rowan's potions. You got that energy potion, which is going to make someone do their CC faster. It's just a really nice combo, the Tassie with the Pippa. I really do like the direction they went with Pippa. And obviously she can do the same with Namora and Arden, but I still just think I'm going to do more testing with her with Namora, but I still just think that the Tassie combo is just the way to go in this one. So let's put that up to 2x speed, because we're just deleting people anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Next up, we have a combo which not many people at all are going to make, but I'm putting it in here because it's a really relevant end game combo, and that is going to be the Zollrath with the Euron. Now, the thing about Euron, he's really strong. However, he does get interrupted a lot when you put him in the front row from being able to use his ultimate. Now, the thing that we can look at here, which I'll actually go to it and show you, if we look at Zollrath specifically, and we look at his furniture item, because this is where he got made. Zollrath delays his enemy's entrance onto the battlefield by 0.75 seconds, and the time prerequisite for his ability, that bit doesn't matter. But basically, he delays the enemies coming onto the battlefield, which means they don't get to attack Euron before he uses his draw in. So it's basically like having a guaranteed way for your Iron to essentially land his dragon on the enemies without getting interrupted. Because like I said, the problem with Iron in early game, if he's power leveled, he doesn't really have an issue because he dodges a lot. But you can't dodge magic, and he does often get interrupted. So by having that Zollrath in there, and like I said, this is because you need Zollrath furniture to make this happen, you do need him ascended, which kind of sucks. It'd be really nice if it was like a signature item thing, so maybe you could like get him to mythic and then use it. But unfortunately it is furniture, so you need him ascended to get it. That's why not people can do it. Many people can do it, but it works super strong in this case. And then you have a bunch of different things that you can put into this team. It's a really solid core. Some people still use Leica for the double haste boost. You can use Gwyneth in this one, and then you can use Lawson as well, once again tying into that synergy of Gwyneth. And so basically what happens here is Iron is going to grab the Rosaline and Belinda from the back, drag them in and bring them all into the front row, meaning Gwyneth's going to hit 4 of them. Then you've got the link by Lawson, similar to that last comp we talked about, dealing some massive damage. And then some people, because it gets real technical, some people start using Nakaruru in this combo as like a counter pick towards mirror teams and stuff like that. But all in all, really solid team. And then on top of that, if you do have a Leica beefed up, because this is an end game team with the extra furniture, she becomes a secondary damage dealer. And then you've also got the third damage dealer in Iron. So with the normal Gwyneth team that we look at in campaign and stuff, using the Arthur and Hendrik and stuff like that, Gwyneth is your only win condition. But in this one, especially when you've got a 9 furniture Leica, you've got 2 definite win conditions in Iron and Gwyneth. Leica is a pseudo win condition, and then the thing on top of that is you do have the Zollrath, who, if he's the last one to die, he basically comes back, resets time, but he's so powerful that he deletes the enemy team. So it's just such a solid team comp that works really well. But it's definitely that Zollrath Iron that is enabling the rest of it to happen. So really sick comp. And as you can see, grabbed everyone in, and then Gwyneth is just able to absolutely shred them. Really solid. Let's just take a look at that damage. Iron actually got the chunk of it. Okay, so the reason this happened is because we're so many levels ahead, Iron's dragon actually just deleted them before Gwyneth could deal enough damage. So that is the reason for that, but normally Gwyneth is going to absolutely shred, and if Iron gets to an ult, he's going to deal massive damage as well. The next one we're going to look at is going to be it's basically God comp, but I just wanted to mention it because the battery team, and then it has the lock-in of Aziz. So basically between Aziz, and then we have Rowan and the twins, we just have a very relevant lockout energy battery team. Aziz has a passive. Sorry, I'm just knocking my papers that I wrote notes on. Aziz has his passive, which is going to allow him to increase the energy regeneration rate of his allies. Twins obviously have their haste. Rowan has his coins, which are going to increase energy. Really good core just to be boosting all of that energy. And we do have like the quote-unquote standard god comp, which is with Mahira and Taylene. And obviously this is another endgame team, but a lot of people will be using just an elite twins and an elite Aziz against something like Ice Chimera as well, and just really strong in general against boss fights, even Riz and stuff like that. Not so much the Aziz, not needed against Riz and stuff like that, but the twins and Rowan are always going to be relevant. So I just wanted to touch on that one in combos because it is sort of a 3-man combo that's just like an energy battery to keep you cycling. The Mahira with her whip is going to increase haste as well, thus increasing that effectiveness. In PvP, people often do change it up and use the Tassie in here as well. If we go Tassie, just basically to counter mirror comps and stuff like that, because Tassie can teleport away from the CC to be able to then sleep the enemy team. But all in all, it's just a really solid comp, and then you also have the lockout passive of Aziz on top of that, so anytime anyone is ulting, Aziz is locking them out, and then you've got so much energy regeneration and haste that you're going to be using ults a heap. So that is the basic combo behind that one. Really solid, and like I said, the Tassie in PvP is definitely the better option than the Mahira, because Mahira can be easily countered. Next up is one we're going to jump into, which is like a faction cat tower combo that I like. This is pure, I'm purely putting this one in here because I just really enjoyed in the early game, and it's easy to put in and it works at any stage, and that is going to be Aioli with Odin. Odin has a lot of synergies with a lot of things for his teleport, being able to stack enemies. Towards the end game, it's not as strong because stuff happens quicker, but in the early game and in faction towers, this is just a really nice combo because you're able to stack everyone on top of the Aioli, and then he's got like an AoE continuous sort of passive that's going to keep leeching damage to the enemies, but then he also has his stun that he's going to use every few seconds, that's AoE. So it's just a really nice combo. And then in the faction tower, obviously you just pair that with like you know, your Pharrell, your standard comp, your Nara, and then even a Thorin or whatever you want to put in there, and you're going to be pretty solid. But just the Odin portals, and like I said, this isn't like a best comp that you're going to use in campaign and stuff like that. It's more focused at the faction tower and early game. If you pull both of these guys early game, you get a couple copies of Aioli and you start using him. This is a really powerful combo, and just in the early game in general, Odin can be really strong with a lot of things. For instance, Wukong, stacking enemies up so that Wukong can go clones, drop his big staff on all of them, and then they just all get deleted. So Odin is like one of those guys. He's not the best at endgame, but early game, he's very, very versatile and useful. And yeah, just being able to portal enemies on top of each other, get that sapping damage from the Aioli, and then obviously his stuns as well is really strong. And now we're going to have another Iron combo, but it's focused around the Sofie. So the Sofie combo basically focuses on having Sofie in there, putting her pyramid up, and using Iron to drag the enemies into the pyramid to basically reduce their damage and also increase yours and just shred them. You then have something like Nara, which can be used to drag enemies in as well. In the other position, there's a lot of things you can do with this one, but really good. The other thing you can do is the simple chicken Iron comp that we spoke about before, because chicken's going to drag them all in, Iron's going to go there, and it's going to be happy days against this sort of team, because they do have those two. Just for some fun, just so we can actually demonstrate it, we're going to actually put in the Zollrath and the Leica, so we can be guaranteed to outpace the enemy Iron, get them all in, and then they'll all be in that sort of zone. But once again, you can use things like the Ninja Turtle, you can use anything with CC, you're going to have them grouped up in that zone, reducing their damage. It's just really good, and Sofie is just an absolute beast. If she gets towards an ult, it's just game over. So as you can see, we drag. That happened very, very quick. Anyway, really cool combo. And the last thing that I want to speak about in this one is going to be the Flora. So Flora basically synergizes really well with anything that drags the battle on. So something like Taylene, really strong, she's going to die, come back, all that stuff. Orthros, because he's really hard to kill, he slows the battle down, just allows Flora to float up there for ages. We also have something like Thorin, and this is a sort of team, obviously not the Taylene, but the Flora, because you can get her from the Challengers store at a fairly cheap cost. Eventually people are going to be able to build this, and you can use her with some free-to-play type units, which is going to be nice. We have the creepy hand lady, Theowen. Because she attaches herself to enemies, she can really stall out. We have something like Keltha that also works, because if he dies, he can stay around and do stuff. But anything that's real stally, another one is going to be Wukong, because if Wukong pops his clones, he's going to take a long time to kill, especially if he has his signature item upgraded. So it's just that general Flora comp, just using heroes that just take forever to get down, so that Flora can sit up in the air, immune to all damage, and do her thing for longer. And it's just a really cool comp and really frustrating to fight against. It's incredibly annoying. But as you can see, we're actually getting spanked pretty hard here, but it's okay, because Wukong will pop, and then it's like, then it's just distracting. And Taylene is really good for this as well. Like I said, the Orthros as well. Anything that's going to allow Flora to basically sit up the top there for longer and just rain down damage is really strong. Now, the thing to remember is you really do want a well-sustained team, because you are basically going into the battle without that hero. So everyone's going to focus on your other guys, meaning that Flora's sort of out of it, but she is dealing that damage. She does have a little bit of support with the bird that goes through and increases her allies' haste. But all in all, pretty cool comp. Anyway, that is going to be it for this one, guys. I just wanted to have some fun about some combos, because I love all the combos in this game. There's a lot more. Honestly, I was gonna do the Irons combos, but literally Irons is just have him in the team, get him to ult, and GG. But anyway, guys, that is gonna be it for this one. Don't forget, leave a comment, be subscribed, go on the draw for the giveaway. Thanks for watching. I hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.